I guess I don't know how the timer works on this particular camera. But anyway, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Um, just a video I wanted to talk about is I did a video about electric bikes about a year ago, and I was in a bitter mood when I did that video. And it came off like I was hating electric bikes, but I was just kind of hating the moment of the electric of my mindset at that time because I was a lot of issues I was having with other people flying down the sidewalks and there wasn't as many of the Uber Eats and other groups that I'm going to touch on in a second, doing these delivery services and everything that it's really big now. First of all, I don't hate electric bikes. In fact, I do respect them and appreciate them as long as they're being utilized properly. Um, I don't think I see it as an alternative to gas. It's no different than an electric car or anything else. But the only thing that bothers me about some of the faster ones, I don't mean these ones where you just put the little thing on you take it to the place and they put the electric motor. I don't know really that much about them because I have no reason to get one. I like pedaling. I like the exercise and everything else. I like the burn. But in terms of using it to get from one place to another, instead of a car, like say you do live within a bike riding sort of distance from your job, let's say, or your school or wherever, and you get an electric bike instead of a car or a gas powered vehicle, 100% I support that. It's better for the environment. Um, and it's cheaper. It's just and it's fun. You're bike riding, right? My issue. I have a couple issues with it. First of all, I'm doing the thing again. I haven't done that in a long time. Anyway, I'll just flip back to anyway. But my issue with it is that there are some of them that can actually hit speeds of to like 50, 60, 70 kilometers an hour, like some of the really expensive ones. And from what I understand, you don't need a license for them, first of all. And I don't know what the age demographics are in terms of if you can buy one. Say you're a 14-year-old kid and you're getting one of these things, and now you're flying down the street, and it's also legal for you to be on the sidewalk, and you're going up to 70 kilometers an hour. Now, if you're in the States or other places that don't use the metric system, I believe that's about 45 miles an hour. So that's pretty damn fast for a thing, and you don't even have to wear a helmet. That's part of my beefs. Like I said, as an alternative form of transportation, 100% behind it. Absolutely. If you work for like Uber Eats and I'm just using that company as a name because I can't really think of all the other ones off the top of my head. But if you work for a delivery, excuse me, you work for a delivery service, and the amount of money is based on how many calls you can take and how many places you can go to and everything else and how fast you can get there, absolutely 100% behind it because that's your job, that's your livelihood. It's putting food on your table, it's paying your rent, paying your mortgage, whatever. It's that's your income. So I support that 100%. But again, I really don't like them on the sidewalk. I ride my bike on the sidewalk occasionally, but I'm also very vigilant when I do that. Like, I don't ride fast unless there's nobody on the sidewalk. Then I don't care. I just fly down the sidewalk. Um, uh, Sorry, there's something in there. I don't know what it is. Probably my ice cap and rye. It's so tasty. But anyway, I will ride on the sidewalk, and if there are people on the sidewalk, yeah, I'll still, but I always go slow, and I always pull over to the side if and I'll wait for them to go by. Like, I'm not one of these guys that just don't give a shit, and I hate people like that. If you're on a bike and you want to go on the sidewalk, fine. I can't be a hypocrite and say don't do it because I do it myself. But if you're flying down the sidewalk and intimidating pedestrians and everything else, and you get a ticket, that's on you, and I hope you do. I hope you get a ticket for that because it's just an asshole thing to do. And when I see these guys, and there's so many times where I just want to hit their handlebars. Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm going to get hurt and I'm going to fall down, but I don't give a shit. I want you to fall down because I want you to understand that you could have done that to someone else. They could be feeling what you're feeling now. Because I've been hit by a bike walking down the sidewalk, and I had a lump on the side. I literally saw stars. And I always thought that was a cartoon thing, but literally it was like purple stars. It was more like triangles. Like it looked like, if you think about like triangulated broken glass, but it was all purple. It was crazy. That was a long time ago. I was like this big, so about a foot shorter than I am now. But yeah, I was in grade 5 or something. But I remember it was just a guy came down the sidewalk, bang, and I flew up in the air and smacked my head off the sidewalk, and he went home. And admittedly, I was the loser kid in grade 5, so nobody helped me. I just walked home and was bleeding a bit and a lump on the side of my head like a fucking baseball. But that's one of the reasons I don't go crazy on the sidewalk. I don't like intimidating people, and I shouldn't be on the sidewalk in the first place. Now, back to the electric bike thing, the Uber Eats, and I'm sorry I keep saying I'm not knocking any of the businesses. They're all good businesses. They all, it's essential these days. It's a function. We need it, and it helps out. I'm just throwing that name out there because it's, I'll just say bike riding delivery guys, food delivery guys on bikes, whatever. But I do have some issues with a lot of these guys that ride all day, and this is what they do. That's their career. There are so many of them that don't avoid traffic laws. So many of these guys I've seen weaving in and out of traffic, whether, on their electric, they're going fast. And I'm on my bike, and I'm riding behind them like it's downtown Toronto, Yonge Street, let's say. So they're not going fast because the traffic won't allow it, but they're going faster than they need to be going per se. And there's no looking over your shoulder, nothing like that. Half of them don't have lights on their cars, not wearing helmets, and I don't wear a helmet all the time either, so I can't be judgmental about that. But when you're riding all day in traffic, you should probably be wearing a helmet. A lot of them don't have lights, and they weave in and out of traffic. I rarely ever see them look over the shoulder. Me, I'm always looking over my shoulder. When I'm on my bike, I'm just like, I want to know where all the cars, mind you, I'm always listening to music, so I can't really hear the traffic, but I'm very observant, like what's going on around me. Like there's a car there, this car there, okay. And even if I'll look behind me, and if there's cars in the distance behind me, I always put my hand out. Now I know I'm not using the proper, I know left turn, right turn, everything else, but I will just put my hand out just so they see that there's a bike there, whether it's during the day, whether it's at night. I put my hand out so they know that there's a bike coming. Or they're coming into a bike. I'm here, they're there. That's basically what I'm saying. I got my hand out, I'm here, please don't hit me. And it's also so they can slow down, and nobody wants to hit a cyclist. Well, maybe people do, I don't know. There are some anti-bike riders out there, I know. But no one wants to live with the fact that they killed somebody. So that's also for them, it's for me. And I'm also not one of these whiny guys that if I'm riding down the bike path and there's a car parked in the bike path, like maybe they had to stop there for a second, drop someone off, I don't fucking care. I'll go around it. I don't care. It's not the end of the world. Now, if there's a line of cars and then it gets annoying, fine. You shouldn't actually be here. It's not a parking spot. But if you're just letting someone out, I see these guys. The other day I saw a guy. There was a car stopped over letting someone else. This guy goes by and he hits it. I think he had like it wasn't like a heavy thing. It was like gloves or something. He smacks it as he goes by. Whack, whack, whack. And I'm like, I'm a cyclist. I ride all the time. I would never do that. Who the fuck are you? The guy just pulled over to drop someone off. Don't be an asshole. Just go around the fucking car. Because 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, most of these bike lanes weren't even here. You'd be riding on the fucking road. So let it go. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a crybaby. Just go around. Just go around. It's not that fucking hard. And sometimes there's a delivery truck that they have nowhere else to park, and they have to go in and out real fast because I work in a restaurant, so I know they will get a ticket if they're there too long. They can't, there's nowhere else for them to go. Just go around. Don't be an asshole. Go around the damn car. It's not the end of the fucking world. I hate that. because then it makes all bike riders look like douches to this one guy whose car you just smacked because you're a little princess snowflake who had a temper tantrum. Go around the damn car. It's not the end of the world. You know, like, don't get me wrong. If they're parking in the bike lane, that's one thing. But if they're just pulling over, letting someone out, they're there for 5 seconds. Who cares? You know, there's one girl I saw, she literally stopped and went behind the door, ding, 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 ding. And if I was on my bike, I just would have run around. I probably would have looked at her and said, just go around. Like, relax. You know, like, don't be that person. I hate that. Like, don't be a Karen. Men or women. Enough of this crap. Who cares? There's worse things in the world to worry about. Anyway. I don't know, I'm just in a ranty mood because today also I locked my bike up and I went to the liquor store to grab a couple beers, and some fucker stole my skull valve caps that I've had for years. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm surprised I had them this long, they weren't stolen already. And what bothers me, I think it was the Uber Eats guy, because I don't know why. It's just his bike was leaning up and it was actually pushed against mine in a really like aggressive way. I think the guy was like, I'm in a hurry, I'm a jerk. And look at these, I'm going to take these. They look cool, because they do look cool. What bothers me about that, though, isn't so much they stole the valve caps, that sucks. But I have, like, my pump's old school pump, but the valves that are on new bikes are those pointy ones. There's a name for them. I don't know what it's called. So I had things that you put on top that you screw on so you can use an old style pump. You know, the old style, like, you know, the thing. The same ones that are on cars. You know, so you can do that. And then I had my skull caps on top of that. But to get the skull caps, like, they had to unscrew it, and then both of them came off together. And it was just one of those things. I came out and it was gone. I was like, fuck. If I didn't take my time in the liquor store because I was looking for some fun beers to drink, then I probably would still have them. Or I would have caught the person at least. And I'm very protective over my bike. I'm not a very big, tough, strong guy. I don't get into fights. You know. But I would have been like, hey, you know, what the fuck you doing? Get out of here. But anyway, yeah, sorry. But all in all, I had a good day besides that. So, yeah. Just a little rant about nothing and bikes and stuff. But I did want to go back and say that my rant about e-bikes just over a year ago, whenever I made the video, is a lot different than it is now. I'm very more open to them and understanding, but just stay off the sidewalks. And if you're working for a company and you're doing deliveries, look over your shoulder. Pay attention to the traffic. Put a light on your bike. All right? Especially this time of year. It's winter now. You know, it's dark at 4 o'clock, 4:30. The sun's gone. Put a light on your bike. Pay attention, because you don't want to get hit, and people don't want to hit you. And they don't want to have to live with the fact they may have killed somebody. Or if they kill you, your family's devastated. Their family's devastated, and that person's devastated. And they might even go to prison. Not worth it. Pay attention. Look where you're going. And I think I'm done ranting. I'm just going to post this. It's going to be a rant, whatever. Anyway, please subscribe. Check me out. This video might not be the one to entice you to subscribe, but check out some of my other videos anyway. And all right. Until the next one. Bye.